There's a certain magic to gardening. It's about nurturing life from tiny seeds. It's about connecting with nature. And it's about the immense satisfaction of harvesting your own food. But what if I told you there's a community that has elevated gardening to an art form? A community that has for centuries lived in harmony with the land, coaxing abundance from even the smallest of spaces. Enter the world of the Amish. Known for their simple living and deep respect for nature, the Amish hold secrets to gardening success that have been passed down through generations. These aren't secrets about fancy tools or chemical concoctions. They're about understanding the soil, working with nature's rhythms, and treating the earth with reverence. In this fast-paced world, we often seek complex solutions to our gardening woes. But the Amish remind us that sometimes the simplest methods are the most effective. By unlocking the secrets of Amish gardening, we can transform even the tiniest urban balconies into havens of productivity and peace. My fascination with Amish gardening began years ago during a visit to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Surrounded by rolling hills and patchwork farms, I was struck by the sheer abundance overflowing from their gardens. Tomatoes heavy on the vine, beans climbing skyward, and squash sprawling across the ground. It was a sight to behold. I had the privilege of speaking with an Amish elder, a man named Jacob, who shared his wisdom with a twinkle in his eye. He spoke of the importance of observing nature, of listening to the soil, and of respecting the delicate balance of life within it. The soil is alive, he said, and we must treat it as such. His words resonated deeply with me. I realized that my own gardening practices, while well-intentioned, often lack that essential connection with the earth. I was determined to learn from Jacob and his community, to embrace their time-tested techniques and apply them to my own garden. The foundation of any successful garden, large or small, is healthy soil. The Amish understand this implicitly. They view the soil not as an inert substance, but as a living, breathing ecosystem teeming with beneficial organisms. These organisms, in turn, play a crucial role in breaking down organic matter, releasing nutrients, and creating a fertile environment for plants to thrive. In conventional gardening, we often focus on adding synthetic fertilizers to provide plants with quick nutrient boosts. But this approach can be detrimental in the long run, disrupting the natural balance of the soil and leading to a dependence on chemical inputs. The Amish, on the other hand, are masters of soil building. They understand that by feeding the soil, they're feeding their plants in a sustainable and holistic way. They've developed techniques over generations that enhance soil structure, improve drainage, and promote a thriving ecosystem beneath the surface. Section 4, Feeding Your Tiny Kingdom, Amish Soil Amendments. So how do the Amish achieve such incredible soil fertility? The answer lies in their clever use of natural soil amendments. These amendments, often readily available and inexpensive, provide a slow and steady release of nutrients, improve soil structure, and create an ideal environment for beneficial microbes. One of their go-to amendments is compost. They create nutrient-rich compost from kitchen scraps, yard waste, and even manure from their livestock. This black gold is then incorporated into the soil, providing a buffet of essential nutrients for plants. Another favorite is aged manure. Now, before you wrinkle your nose, let me assure you that aged manure is a world away from fresh manure. When properly composted, it loses its pungent odor and transforms into a valuable soil amendment rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Beyond compost and manure, the Amish also utilize cover crops such as clover and rye to improve soil health. These crops are grown during the off-season and then tilled back into the soil, adding organic matter, suppressing weeds, and preventing erosion. Section 5, Spring Awakening, Preparing Your Soil for New Life. As the days lengthen and the first buds appear, it's time to awaken our gardens from their winter slumber. Spring is a time of renewal, and the soil is no exception. It's the perfect opportunity to incorporate those Amish-inspired soil amendments and prepare the ground for a bountiful harvest. Start by spreading a generous layer of compost over your garden beds. Aim for a layer of 2 to 3 inches thick. This will provide a slow release of nutrients throughout the growing season. If you have access to aged manure, you can also incorporate a thin layer into the soil. Next, consider planting a cover crop. If you haven't already done so in the autumn, spring is a great time to sow fast-growing cover crops, like buckwheat or mustard. These crops will help suppress weeds, improve soil structure, and attract beneficial insects. Once your soil amendments are in place, it's time to turn the soil. This is an important step in aerating the soil, improving drainage, and incorporating the amendments into the root zone. You can use a garden fork or a tiller for this task, depending on the size of your garden.